Hello, change makers from across the world. I am Director Toyi Banjo, and I'm excited to welcome you to the African Masterclass 5.0 information session and webinar. Now we're excited because our guest panelists, who are also alumni fellows of the African Masterclass series program, are already in the studio. So I would love to read from you. Share in the chat box where you're joining us from. We are pumped, we're excited, and we can't wait to get into the, I would say, depths and weighty conversation later on in few minutes. But again, we would love to read from you. Let us know where you're joining us from across the world. I'm your amiable host. And yes, we are going to really unravel insights around the journey of our AMS fellows. In the last 1 year, they came on board AMS 4.0, and we trust that putting it forward or playing it forward, there's been a transformational journey recorded by these quintessential and amazing fellows. So let me feel the energy in the room. Let me know that you're present and you are pumped, you're excited about this AMS 5.0 information session just before we invite our guests, panelists on stage. So let me know where you're joining us from. I, for one, am joining you all the way or hosting this session all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. And I can't wait to read from each of you. How excited are you? Let me know. Let me feel the energy in the chat box. We have our guest panelists in the room, and they're super pumped to delve into the conversations today. So I'm seeing the audience joining us. Share in the chat box. Let us read from you. Where are you joining us from across the world? Whether it's in the Americas, whether it's from Asia, whether it's from anywhere in Africa, Kenya, Uganda, Nairobi, that's the capital of Kenya, whether it's Ghana, whether it's South Africa, whether it's our neighbors, Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, Benin Republic, whether it's our northern brothers from North Africa, Egypt, Ethiopia, Algeria, Morocco. Let us know where you're joining us from. If you're joining us all the way from the UK, join us from Canada, you join us from US, we would love to read from you. Excitedly, some of our panelists are joining us from across the world, right? From across Canada precisely, and from other parts of the world. So let's read from you. But whilst that is coming through, I want to excitedly invite our panelists up stage, and in no particular order, I will call on each guest panelist. And I'll start with Remilekun Osibogun. She is an investment analytics and operations leader, and she was one of our fellows at the African Masterclass Series Cohort 4. So we have Remilekun upstage. Remilekun, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. It's good to be here. Good morning from
Exciting,
this side.
excited. I know it's morning at your end.
Yes, yes, it
So
is morning.
yes, yes, yes. We appreciate the sacrifice. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so, so much. All right. Moving on quickly to our next guest panelist, also a fellow of the African Masterclass Series called for. I will be highlighting Mike Lani, founder, Errand Boy Logistics. Okay, Mike Lani, Errand Boy Logistics. And in no, okay, he's upstage. Hello, Mike. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you so much, GTP, for having me on this session. Such a pleasure to be here this afternoon in the UK, actually. So, yeah.
Oh wow! So Lani is
Yeah.
also, you have to give us this gist because as at the time you were on board AMS, you were not in the UK. So that gist is part of this. Or am I correct? Let me not mix up the conversation. Were you in the UK during Cohort 4? Were you? Is Mike there? Okay. I hope that's not my network, but I'm sure Mike, yes, Mike, you can go ahead to unmute. We can hear you. Okay, I'm sure you'll be back and I will come back for my question. Let's move on quickly. Okay, Mike is back. So, Mark, did you grab my teaser? I said, were
Not
you?
at all.
Yes. So I said, were you in the UK during the AMS 4.0 program? Were you in the UK there?
Yes, yes, I was actually. I was. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. I wanted to
Yeah.
just wind you that. Eh? Something must have happened. You must give us that gist. But love it. Thank you so much, Mike. So please, audience, let's warmly welcome our guest panelists. We also want to read from you. Let us know where you're joining us from. Anywhere in the world, whether it's Asia, it's the Americas, it's the UK, it's Canada, wherever in the world, any part of Africa, let us read from you. We'd love to know where you're joining us from. All right. Moving on to our sister from an African country, hey, Tatenda Mujeye. She's the co-founder of Arise Skill Hub. Hello, Tatenda. How are you doing? She's coming up stage. Is Tatenda ready for us? Let me know. Okay, so let's move on quickly to the final guest panelist, and which is Gideon. Gideon is also an AMS fellow, particularly or precisely the AMS Cohort 4, and he is Gideon Yusuf, a leadership development strategist at Luminary Global Leadership Institute, and also the founder Elevate Up. Hello, Gideon. How are you doing today?
Hello, Director Tony. Good afternoon, and it's nice to be here.
Excellent. Excellent. So good to see you. So good to again reconnect with you. And we're excited about today's conversation. Okay, I can see that Tender is ready for us, and the team will have her upstage. Hello, Tatender. How are you doing
Hello,
today?
Ma. Hello, Ma. I'm doing well. How are you?
All right, I'm doing fine and I'm doing absolutely great today, this evening precisely. It's evening at my end. Was it at your end? Is it afternoon, evening from your end?
It's evening too.
Excellent. Where are you joining us from? Let us know.
From Zimbabwe.
Whoa, how do we say good evening or hello in Zimbabwean language? Please do us the honors.
Mak Makadini. So you want to
Ma,
say hello? Makadini.
Ma'anili. Did I get it? Ma'anili.
Ma, ma, then ka, then ini. So
Okay,
Makadini.
Mahanini.
Ka,
Mahanini. Maha
yes. Ini.
Nini. All right.
Ni.
So
Ni.
Mahanini to our esteemed audience. I love it.
Yes.
Just look at this cultural diversity and we love it so much. Thank you, Tatender, for joining us. Okay,
Thank you
just
for
before
having me.
thank you. Just before we get on to meet our guest panelists, I want to read from our audience. We can see you right there. Where are you joining us from? Type in the comment section, chat, and type in the chat box. Let's read from you. Let us know where precisely you're joining us from this evening, or morning, or afternoon. In your end, you may not be, or rather, from your end, you may not be speaking English. It may be Oh, thank you. Thank you, Yuti. You may be speaking French. So let me go the French way. Bonsoir, right? Also, so that you know that we are very representative of any culture and language. Yes, Yuti, because AMS very soon, it cuts across different um, borders, countries, And very soon, we will have AMS in different languages. I'm telling you. You understand? Different languages of the world. Swahili, just think of it. Think of the languages. Swahili, Arabic, think of the languages. And you can name it in the chat box. Thank you, UT. We can see that you're represented. All right, excited. Let me now move on quickly to my very amiable panelists. And I would just want you, each of you, to just sort of share with us your name. We already know your name, but I want you to precisely just share with us where exactly you're from. Let us know the part of the country you're from. Then answer the question around what's that one word that best describes your AMS journey? Right? When you think about AMS 4.0, what's that one word that comes to mind? Right? So in no particular order, I will start with Remilekun, move on to Mike Lani, move on to Tatender, and then we would have Gideon. Is that okay? So Remilekun, you have the floor. You go ahead to share.
Okay. Again, thank you for having me. It's nice to be here. And it's nice to recap my journey to everyone, actually. So thank you so much. My name is Remile Kwashibogun. I'm in Canada now. I'm originally from Nigeria. I moved there like 7 years ago now. Right. So the one word that I would say best describes my AMS journey would be transformative. Now, note, AMS 4 is the reason why I'm here, but this won't be my first cohort. I'm a lifelong learner. So I've been at the previous ones. I think I was at the 2, at the 3. And each time it was necessary for every point of my goal, of my growth, actually. So yes, so it's been a good one. Yeah. So thank you.
Wow. Can you hear that? Remileko has journeyed with us all through the different cohorts and African Masterclass series. She's not yet to play. And I don't even want to get the card out of the bag because there was a way she described the AMS program. So let me not go ahead of myself. She will still describe it for us as she did, right? So that I don't take our words from our mouth. Yeah. Okay, let me move on quickly to Mike Lani. Over to you.
Okay, so my name is Michael Olanipekum, but my brand name is Mike Lani, which is why I use Mike Lani. And yeah, so for me, by the way, I want to say thank you again, DTB, for having us on this platform. We don't take it for granted. So for me, my experience with AMS, I would use a single word actually, but before I do that, I want to quote something that DDK said in our first module when she was speaking to us. She was like, don't cause the darkness, turn on the light. And for me, I was in a place in my life where I needed the light on. So I would classify my experience with AMS as a light bulb moment. Yeah.
Wow. Mike Lani is giving us, if you can imagine that, a light bulb moment. Don't turn off the light, right? Curse the darkness. Love it. And he went on to say it was a light bulb moment. Powerful. Thank you for sharing. And of course, Mike Lani can go on and on because he led some, labs. He led an impact lab during stay in the program. That's cohort 4 edition. And he will give us some insight into that in a bit. So we're moving on quickly to Gideon. Gideon, same question applies to you. Share with us where you're joining us from. And then tell us one word that best describes your AMS journey.
Okay, thank you once again, Director Twin. Okay, I'm joining in from Lagos, Nigeria. So I'm currently your next door neighbor director. And good to see Mike Lamy again. That's my cohort leader. We're part of the youth and educational team. So the amazing youth and educational cohort. My experience at AMS, transformative. I've always loved learning, but when I had the experience to be part of the cohort 4, I used to ask myself, how could someone pass out such amazing information on a platter of gold? Because it was completely free for us. And it was still mind-boggling. So, and it was demanding. It's it was a paradigm shift moment for me. It took me outside the box. I could see possibilities, and I'm still yet to recover from it. Looking forward to AMS 5.0.
Love it. That's the spirit. You're like Remileku, we go nowhere. And you know that phrase was no the popular phrase that they will say we what we there. Like you so we live right? We live here. I love it. So you're going nowhere.
Yeah.
Yes. So we say in that popular parlance, we say we live here, not we die here. We live here, and that's what Gideon is saying. We live here. I love it so much. So over to you, Tatender. Share with us what's that one word. We know you're joining us from Zimbabwe. You already has taught us how to say good evening in your language, which was exciting and new. But share with us what's that one word that best describes your AMS journey.
Okay, thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm sure you can hear me and I'm sure I'm clear. So, the African Masterclass Series 4.0 was my first ever fellowship to be on and my first ever mentorship platform where I got my mentorship. And it being the first, it was a defining moment for me. So that one word I'm going to say is AMS was a defining moment. It was actually a definition for what I was looking for.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ha. See, my panelists, these AMS fellows are blowing my mind. Can you imagine that? Tatenda says, and they are not missing words. Thank God you're here listening to them, right? We have not asked them to come rehearse any responses. They are speaking from their soul, right? From their souls. So you can hear Tatenda. This was a defining moment for her. Very insightful. Love it so much. Now moving on quickly. I then want Remileku to share with us. You in particular are an expert professional. You are into investments, analytics, and data. As a whole, and that I'm sure that's what even took you into Canada. Relocating to Canada and everything. Share with us what really motivated you to apply for AMS 4.0. I know you highlighted that you are a lifelong learner and this is not your first
Yeah.
AMS. But please delve deeper into that. And as a follow-up question to that question, share with us what were your expectations at the start and how did AMS meet or surprise you? Do you understand? So you're sharing your motivation, then share the expectations when you joined the program and how did AMS exceed that expectation or surprise you. So over
Okay.
to you.
All right. Thank you so much. So for me, the way it was my motivation for joining. So every time I'm stepping into a new role or I'm growing, right? I usually would like to learn about it. I don't want to go in. You know how they said you have imposter syndrome. So to cancel that, I put myself out to learn. So when I first knew about AMS was when I got board nomination to join the board of a social impact program. Company actually really, and then so I joined AMS at that time, and I had across over the time I had learned how to build in structure and all. So for AMS for really what I was looking for at that time, the season I was in, was I needed to build structure in the social impact group that I was in because I was a board financial director on that board, right? And so many things were not working. We needed to be able to raise funds. It was a lot. So I wanted something for structure. In fact, for that particular one, if you remember, I think I invited some of my board members. They were part of that cohort too. To learn. I was like, let's learn. We need to learn. This is doable. But the impact, the foundation I was on, it spans across. They are based in the US, Canada, and they have a whole lot of things done in Africa as well. So it was a point for us to really. I was looking for structure. I was looking for learning on how to have structure, concepts, what we need to do, telling our stories very well, and I really got that actually. And coincided with the time I was having my master's degree, master's in management analytics at the time, here in Canada at Smith School of Business, owned by Queen's University. And it now struck me, all the things that we were learning then was part of one of the courses I took. I took a course in innovation and entrepreneurship. And I was thinking, wait a minute, this is exactly the same thing. And then, like my brother said earlier, it was free, like exactly the same, world class. I was like, okay, like it surpassed my imagination really. I've been there earlier. I think it just opened my eyes to say, all of this time it's been just there on a platter of gold, free, world class. And then I probably hadn't taken much more attention to it at that time. But it looks I had to tell my cohorts, the members of my board member, like, pay attention to this very well. It is world class. If you know how much that one course cost me in naira, if I convert that amount to naira, it's about 3.8 million naira. That's just one course. And then here we are having it free. So for me, it surpassed my imagination. I got the tools I needed. My team members got the tools they needed. We had leadership. We had the structure we need. And then the part that I loved most was the depth of the community, and then how we needed to apply what we learned. I loved that part. So it's let me stop there. I'll stop there.
I love it.
Let me go run away with my thoughts. Let me just stop there.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you so much, Remilekum. I must highlight further, just like Remilekum shared, there was when she went for that description, said it was like a mini, said this is
Yes,
not mini,
MBA.
said Harvard grade
Yeah.
MBA.
Yes.
Said this is an Harvard grade MBA program, right? And look at from our words, you heard us say that she paid for our own program or that particular course that we already were running for free, and which I will speak to in a bit because it's also not totally free. It's also being funded by our partners, and I will highlight our partners in a bit. But it was offered for free, courtesy our partners, our funders, and our partners, right? And that cost her about 8 million naira. Can you imagine that? And you're getting it on a platter. And she even had that people come join. So imagine if they all had to pay 8 million. I'm sure about 4 or 5 of them. That's about 40 million naira. And all for free. Oh, wow. So I'm super proud of Remileku, and that they also like played it forward by applying the insights. That's why she's back here. And that's why she could stand in here to say, yeah, AMS changed my life. Literally, AMS is a game changer. It changed my life. She could say that categorically. Right. And just as I was highlighting, yes, AMS is offered for free, but courtesy our key partner, ACT Foundation and Access Bank. Courtesy of them, that's why we could offer the program for free. So please, let's celebrate ACT Foundation and Access Bank, courtesy of them. That's why we could deliver AMS 4.0, and that's why we are also delivering AMS 5.0, courtesy of our partners, right? We also have our media partners. We have Opportunity Desk. We have MSMA Africa. We have Women FM Radio, Women 91.7 FM Radio. So you see that we are partnering with formidable institutions, right, to ensure that we deliver that world-class initiative that changes your lives, not just forever, but in such a remarkable way. And that's what we have done. So thank you. Thank you, Remileku, for that. So moving on quickly to, I can see Tatender. So I'll move to Tatender. Tatender, so share with us, what was your motivation? You already spoke to it. You said this AMS 4.0 was your very first AMS. Like that was your first mentorship. That's even deeper. It was your first mentorship program. So what motivated you? Where did you see or read about AMS 4.0? And what prompted you to sign up? And then when you joined the program, right, did AMS exceed your expectations or did it surprise you? So share with us, Tatenda.
Okay, thank you so much. So for me, I had no any expectations because I wanted to learn. and I had found the link on LinkedIn, just scrolling on my LinkedIn. Then I found AMS. I just applied. I didn't know that I would be selected. Then I got selected. But what stood for me most was the leadership part. When I walked in and wrote the manifesto in my cohort to be a cohort lead, I just thought being a leader was to say, hey, Tatenda is a cohort lead, then it's like that. But for me, the experience showed me that leadership is beyond titles. That was one of the most things that I learned from there. I had to serve, I had to sacrifice, I had to be dedicated for me to lead the cohort. And from there, I started to see leadership with another angle, and it was now beyond the titles. Not talking about entrepreneurship lessons and the innovative parts. I have told you that this was my first fellowship. I was just coming out of school. I was in my graduate phase, just looking for a job and everything. But from AMS, I then saw that looking for a job is beyond. It's actually beyond looking for a job. You can start something for yourself. You can be innovative. From those 12 modules, I actually wrote my journal. And this is my journal with all the notes here for the 12 modules. And it was very outstanding for me. So the AMS journey for me was very, very transformative, defining, purposeful, and everything. I can say it came on the right time. Thank you.
Wow, 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 wow. She said it was transformational and it was purposeful. And she highlighted something. She said, because I wanted to know where she saw or read about AMS and how she joined. And said she just saw it on LinkedIn. Do you see? That was an opportunity. So many people see opportunities on LinkedIn, they just scroll past it. But she went, paid it forward, applied, and was then selected. Then she didn't just join the program and how people will join program and the program will not pass through them, right? We don't have them here because the program did not just pass through you, it changed you, it transformed you, right? She went on to also take on a leadership role, and that takes me to speaking about our impact courts, our impact labs. Oh my world. The impact labs were in another world of its own. You could hear Mike and Gideon reconnecting, right? He was in another world of his own, right? And the way we set up our structure, you heard Tatenda, we allowed our fellows own it. They took ownership of their roles. And look at it, that literal response or responsibility that was handed to Tatenda changed our understanding of leadership. That leadership is beyond positions or title, but it's really about the people. So we're proud of you, Tatenda. We're really proud of you. So over to you, Mike. Let's hear from you. You led also as a cohort leader. So share with us.
Has been Miss.
Okay, did you get the question? So let me take the question. You're sharing with us what motivated you to join the AMS program, and when you joined, where your expectations exceeded, right? Did you what did AMS meet or surprise you the moment you came aboard the program? Yeah.
Okay, sorry, my network has been misbehaving, but I think I got the question. So for me, I was in a place in my life where so God blessed me and my family with our son about 2 years ago. So I was in a place where because of the demands for childcare, I needed to just step out of my full-time role to be at home to look after my child. And I was in a point where I needed to just think of something to do really. And thankfully, by the way, I want to give a shout out to my big auntie. I call her my big auntie. She was the one who referred AMS 4.0 to me. Auntie Pent, wherever you are listening to me, thank you so much for recommending this program. So I was in a point where I was trying to bring my ideas to life. Actually, I had so many ideas in my mind that I was trying to conceptualize and make them real. So when I saw the the team, which was from ideation to it was ideation to execution, I think, something like that. I can't remember. Yeah, but then it just kind of
From vision
resonated.
to
I
from
was
vision to venture. From vision to venture.
yeah, exactly. So from vision to venture, exactly. That was the word. And so I was in a point where I needed my vision to become a venture. And by the way, I give AMS credits for errand boy logistics because the lessons I learned in AMS
Mike, we
actually.
are coming for our proper testimonial video. Just worry. We will be in your DM. You will record that video with you will take your time. We are coming for it. So the team will be in your DM.
Yeah,
You can write on.
no problem. I'm more than happy to do the recording. So yeah, I was in a point where I just needed to just bring ideas to life, and I joined AMS really. And when I joined, I was hungry for learning. Like I still have all my notes. Not I didn't use a physical note now. I had them online. Like I'm even looking at them now, and all of the lessons were on point. All of the lessons were on point. The lesson by DDK speaking about vision just reminded me that yes, vision is important, but she highlighted that beyond the vision, your vision becoming something tangible is more important. Then I think one of the lessons that really, really stood out to me, because of the place I was in, was the customer research, market research, and customer discovery by Frank. Like I was in that point where I needed to test many ideas. I had so many ideas, but then he was like, beyond having great ideas, you need to know what the market wants, right? And it's interesting. I was turning my own vision to venture, even though it was the AMS is geared towards more social impact, right? But it also played a pivotal role even in my entrepreneurship journey, really. So yeah, it was all of that really. It was just so impactful. Interestingly, beyond my expectation, I was privileged to lead one of the cohorts for impact. Yeah, exactly.
Impact
So
Labs.
and for me, actually, it revealed myself to me more because I saw myself doing things that I didn't know I could do, and yeah, it was just a holistic experience. It helped me. I've done since AMS. I've had about 4 ideas that are executed and currently running. So I just didn't want to give the names for all of them when the team reached out to me. I just gave Errand Boy. But so imagine being in a different country. I've been in the UK less than 5 years now. I think it's in my 4th year in December, and I'm already running the business. Like the UK is where bills, everything is all around. But then because of the lessons from AMS, I was able to step out from a full-time job and then turn my vision to venture. So yeah, it fulfilled its name in my life. So, and I'm grateful for that. By
Wow.
the way, I'll give
Wow.
a big shout out to Access Bank and the ACT Foundation for their sponsorship because they made it possible as well. And the amazing team that blessed us in 4.0. Yeah.
Thank you. Courtesy. Love it, love it, love it. Powerful, powerful testimonial. Thank you for sharing. And just as I've said, everyone we have here, all of you, my team will still reach out to you. You would have each of you document a proper video testimonial because we need it. Do you catch that? But I am beyond, I would say I'm in awe. Look at what Mike, it's just it's so delightful to hear when participants, fellows of a program, tell you they have applied insights from a program and tell you the results. That is real impact. Do you catch it? That's real impact. And that's what Mike has just proven today. He already has like 5 to 6 ventures from vision to venture. Like, Mike is not playing. We love it. Well done. And we're rooting for you. Over to you, Gideon. Let's have you share.
Okay, thank you so much once again, Director Tayo. AMS 4.0 was an amazing experience. So, my story, I just left the university before AMS. So, I was so funny. I was the SUG president of my time. I schooled at Landmark University in Nigeria here. So, as I was leaving, I knew leadership was beyond the classroom, was beyond what happened in school. I needed to take life to a new level. So I was in between the questions of what next after school. And I think I stumbled on AMS 4.0 on Instagram. So I just felt like applying. think I saw it on, I think it was DDK's page. So I've been following Pastor Mrs. for a while. So I felt like applying and I was selected, hopefully. And I thought it was just like a random, those random master classes where they tell you to aspire to perspire and refire so that you will not retire, all those stuff. But from the first day I saw the numbers, people from diverse countries, I saw the connection. I was like, wow, how a lot of people gather to listen to just these few people. The first class for us, which was by Pastor Mrs. DDK, was an amazing one. Talked about vision, just like my cohort lead said. It was eye-opening for me. And just like the Mike Lamy, funny enough, me and Mike Lamy have connected since last year, since AMS. The relationship has grown. Yeah, it's just like a family now. So we reach out once in a while. And that's one thing AMS built for us. It built real connections, real time. And I've really benefited from that, real-time connection. And from what we learned, so I had diverse ideas on my head as well. So during AMS, so they give us projects to work on. They give us questions, assessments after each module. So I was streamlining mine to my ideas so that I could take it also from vision to venture. So that was where Luminary Global Leadership Institute came from. So LGLI was birthed from AMS. So I started it with, funny enough, my co-founder was dragged into AMS. So I also made her part of AMS. So after each cohort, we'll go back, each module, we'll go back, review what we have. Okay, is it in line with what we have been taught? Financial models. One of my key major modules, which I really loved, was business model canvas. I really needed to know which one will really work for my idea. And after that, I also went ahead to start, just like my leader, you see, I'm following great men. I also went ahead to start a social enterprise called Elevate Hub, which looks for how to give back to the society. So as at last year, I got the information. I invited 5 of my friends who were part of AMS. They've started amazing stuffs now. This year, I shared the word to almost 800 of my people who have been part of Elevate Hub, almost 800. And quite a number of them who just reached out. I don't know if I've been selected, have they started? And so I'm just my way to pay it forward. AMS has been amazing, and I'm very, 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 very grateful to both Ideation Hub and as well as those who made it, who gave us the opportunity. Those are the sponsors. Thank you very, very much. And also, finally, before I go, in my cohort, which is youth empowerment, we did the project Shift Africa. Amazing, 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 because I was made to lead the curriculum development team, which also so currently I work at Lagos Business School. It's also shaped me into my career path currently, and I'm very grateful for that.
Hey God, see testimonials of what team, you can hear me. Oh, we are reaching out to these our people. They will record this like I am blown. This even tells me now that we need to reach out to more fellows from the program, because I can tell you there's been real-time transformational impact. Right? We just took a sample field, and it was maybe like 2 weeks ago. We just said, let's reach out, let's run this information session, because we thought it expedient to have people hear from fellows who have been on board the program and whose lives have changed, I would say, radically in the last 1 year. It marks a year, literally. We held AMS around this time last year, and it's already a year, and you can hear the testimonies. So that's so powerful. Now there's so many lessons we can draw from all of the insights shared thus far. From what Gideon said, you could draw the lesson around real-time connections, that you don't just come on board AMS just for the learnings, but also it is a platform for network building. You get to interact with like-minded, not just interact, engage, and connect with like-minded change makers like yourself. Look at what Gideon and Lani said. They are onto something phenomenal. They have established such a strong relationship. They are not in the same country geographically, but they have built a solid connection and relationship just by virtue of the African Masterclass series. Even Gideon went on to say he even had some persons from the African Masterclass series also work alongside him in birthing the social enterprise, which is the Elevate Hub, right? And that's just so amazing. And just like, Lani was giving a shout out to his auntie who connected him with this information about AMS. I want to encourage you. You guys, right, literally are our ambassadors. And I know many other AMS fellows have joined us or are tuned in at this moment. Please be our ambassadors. Share the links, get those within your spheres of influence. Nobody should sleep on AMS. If you can't, pay for any of the courses in the Social Innovation School, we are offering this for free, courtesy of our partners, ACT Foundation and Access Bank, right? Alongside our media partners, offering this literally for free. So get on board. You can see, and we didn't downplay the quality. Thank God, you heard it from our fellows. It's a world-class, I would say, composition of faculty, and even the learning resources, the engagement, the applications of the learning insights through the impact course was also at another level. So thank you for sharing. Now let's get on quickly to the next important question, really around your experience. And I will ask questions pertaining to, what you did or what we observed you learned in your time during the AMS 4.0 edition. So I'll start with Remilekun. So for Remilekun, what skills or insights did you gain during AMS that you now use in your personal and professional journey? I know you already highlighted some already around structure, board restructuring, but let's delve deeper. So share with us.
Okay, so thank you again. For me, I learned majorly three things: strategic clarity, how to be really clear. I know one of the courses, one of the modules, I think it was module 2, like it has business models. You need to be really clear. You need to have the strategy where you need to define the problems exactly, do like a deep dive, investigate very well and all. And then it's different for each location. So I learned that part, especially because the role I was getting in that I needed to learn on was diverse. It was all over the world, right? So it made me understand that what needed to be done in the US is different from how we needed to approach Africa or Nigeria or Ghana, for instance. So that was really something that really helped me. It helped with the foundation I was on the board for. So I learned to define problem and design the solutions accordingly to match the actual issue that we are trying to solve, really. So that's one. The second one will be systems thinking. I believe everything is interconnected, right? Everyone is interconnected. I view leadership as an interconnected systems, right? So I've applied that because of my background in finance, my background in analytics and all of that. I know that it's also something that can go in to strengthen the governance framework of the foundation that I'm on. I'm specifically using that because that's the reason why I joined AMS. I joined the social impact board, actually. That's why. So that's the way it has helped me. System thinking, everything is interconnected. So we bring all the invaluable experiences that I've had. And from AMS, that's also the strength that is there. The community, the impact labs you're talking about, we all had different strengths. I was in the economic empowerment lab. And the strengths were different. We all had different, we contributed differently. And so I've applied that as well to but the other thing is collaborative leadership, work with other team members, which speaks to the impact lab again, right? We collaborate with everyone, reminding me that leadership is influence, it's not control. Like we influence each other. What can you bring? Who do you know? What have you learned from where? So for instance, my finance background helped, my data analytics course helps. All of those, the experience I've had, over 80 years experience that I've had in investments, all of that brought into the governance structure actually strengthened what I learned from AMS, and it helped strengthen the board leadership that I was on. So yeah, so the lesson, like, I don't know, the lesson doesn't stay in the classroom. It doesn't stay there. Now we take it and go out and then make impact. So it has helped in all of those countries that we've had impact solutions in, really. So thank you. I hope I answered
Wow,
all of it. I think I
wow,
answered
wow,
only
wow.
one.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Wow. Yes, you did justice to it.
Okay,
Wow,
thank you.
powerful. Right. And we are so glad that courtesy of AMS, you are adding immense value to the board that you're on board, to the board you joined, and not just to the board, but even on your professional journey, right, as an investment and data analyst within the finance sector. So well done. We're proud of you. Now over to Mike. So Mike, share with us. What was it like leading I'll say leading an impact cohort? You were the lead for the education impact cohort or impact lab. How did you navigate working with diverse team members? And how would you describe that experience? How did it radically change you?
Okay, thank you so much once again. So for me, I would just give a background to how the leadership came about. And so, by the way, I have to add that one way you will know that something is good is when a customer comes back. By that, I mean that I have applied for 5.0 and I'm hoping that I'm taken. So, but yeah, just shows you how impactful AMS was to me, because I even applied for my wife too. So she hopefully she's taken as well. So it just shows you the impact of AMS. Personally, I found it really, really helpful. Talking about my experience as a lead for the youth education and empowerment cohort, for me, the first thing it was a revealer actually, and by that I would explain. So before you become a lead, you have to give your manifesto of what you intend to do. So it turned out, as I was just trying to just get good words about things to say about all of those things, I just realized that I'll be doing everything that everybody else is doing. Look for good words, good. And I said, okay, let me take an extra effort. And then I decided to just go through everybody's introduction, because you are asked to introduce yourself, what you do, why you've joined, and your vision for the cohort. And I realized that everybody actually, we wanted the same things. We wanted a better education system for the young ones in Africa, across the globe. And I made my meditation about that. Like, I built around that one vision, one goal. And it turned out that people were impressed with it. Like, before the election even held, people started reaching out to me. Oh, our quad. I'm like, yeah, you have not voted. Why are you calling me a quad lead? So for me, it actually helped me to see that beyond having nice things to say as a leader, actually, when you can catch a collective vision, when you sell that collective vision, it creates more impact. So that was my first experience. It just revealed to me that leadership is not just about saying good things. It's about actually knowing what everybody wants, and then being the one to just stay in the forefront and just say, okay, this is what we want to do together, and this is how I think we can do it. What do you say? And secondly, it also introduced me to amazing individuals, like Gideon has mentioned. Like, even this morning, we still communicated briefly. Like, it introduced me to people that have become a part of my life. I have people who are a part of some of the things that I do currently that we met in AMS. So it introduced me to, currently I can travel to Qatar because I have a friend I made from AMS who lives in Qatar. And it's like, anytime you're coming to Qatar, don't worry, I'm going to give you the permission you need to come and stay at my place and stuff. I have friends in Zimbabwe, I have friends in Kenya, I have friends in Ghana. So it exposed me to a lot of great social innovators doing amazing things. across the globe. And then another thing I actually did was, because I had amazing people, I didn't see myself as being responsible for the work. I just saw myself as one who is, okay, this is the vision we have. I communicated it. And because, okay, someone like Gideon, like you mentioned, he was leading the curriculum team. We had about 7 different teams. So even in the leadership, I had other leaders who were working alongside myself. And it showed me the power of collaboration, power of collective effort. And it was just amazing. I could go on and on about how amazing the experience was, but because of time, I can just say that it was a life-defining moment. It was a life moment, like I mentioned earlier, and I'm grateful for the gift of AMS. Even though I had to handle some difficult people at some point, to all of that, it was just a holistic experience. That's all I can say. Yeah, a holistic one.
Wow, thank you for sharing profound insights. I just love when Mike began to reel out, those he had connected with. Mike is now global now. See his global array of friends, right? From different parts of the world. I love it. And that's the gift of AMS, right? Beyond the learning insights, you have the gift of people, the gift of relationships, the gift of partnerships and collaborations. So thank you for sharing, Mike. Powerful insight, powerful insight. All right, so let's move on quickly to Tatenda. And I have a question for her. And it's really around, how did AMS shape your leadership in the sustainability space? And what project outcomes are you most proud of? You were the lead for the Green Economy Impact Lab. So, how did AMS shape your leadership in the sustainability space, and what project outcomes are you most proud of?
Okay, so thank you so much. For my leadership skills, I will separate my skills. I will tell you my soft skills and my technical skills. So the first thing, although I wrote the manifesto, I started to think, how am I going to lead someone from Nigeria? How am I going to lead someone from Kenya? And how am I going to lead everyone who is not from Zimbabwe over the phone, virtually? People with different cultures, different languages, different everything. And that's when I saw that as a leader, you have to be central. As a leader, you have to be neutral for each and every one of the one you are lead. So what happened in my leadership, there were 2 conflicts with the members, and you as a leader, you have to solve these conflicts between someone from Kenya and someone from Nigeria, someone from South Africa, and at the end of the day, I'm supposed to be neutral for all of them and to be in the middle. So leadership to me, it taught me that leadership was service. I will always say this: leadership is serving. If you want to be leader, then to be a leader, then serve. You have to be up at any time and any moment of time, because the members will come asking you for questions and you have to answer them. So the leadership experience for me taught me how to serve, number one. And also it taught me how to be delicate and diligent in everything I did. I remember as leaders, weekly, we were supposed to fill these weekly reports as a leader, me and my deputy. And this report would ask you, what did you do on Tuesday? What did you do during the week? What did you learn? How did you resolve matters, and what were the challenges? And they didn't just ask the challenges, they would ask, what are the challenges and how did you solve that? So it taught me how to be accountable as a leader. You don't just lead, you have to be accountable for your actions. What did I do? Where did I go wrong? And what is the challenge? How can I face this challenge? So reporting each and every week um, was very outstanding for me, because I was accountable for my actions. I was accountable. I had to know that I have to do something during the week, because I'm accountable for it and I have to report. The other thing, me as a leader, it taught me how to lead with actions, because I remember some of the weeks I'm sure there was a week when and no one reported to the lecture, to the discussion. We had discussions on Tuesday, on Thursdays, and no one reported. So you were supposed to be there to be present and doing a follow up on all of them. And you're saying, I will come later after everyone is there. So as a leader, I learned a lot, being accountable. I learned being available, being neutral, and knowing that if you are a leader, you have to serve. Then how this leadership role impacted in my sustainable role. So as for me, being a leader and being in AMS, doing the entrepreneurship, mentorship, and leadership side was more of skill shaping for me. It was more of growth because I had been a technical person in the sustainable side, and I saw how I could merge the two. Me as an entrepreneur, me as a leader, how to lead in the sustainable space. And thanking God, after me attending AMS, I worked as a renewable energy. And from that renewable energy, they had 4 divisions. And the other division, unfortunately, it was a bit of passive because there were no projects going on. And after attending AMS, knowing that we have to nurture an idea to become something that is live, I had to introduce the research hub, whereby new researchers, anyone who is interested in doing research in climate change, sustainable energy, would come with their projects, learn and be taught on how they can do it. And talking about it right now, we are looking for our first cohort members, and some people from Zambia also joined. I'm sure there's someone from Kenya, and I was like, no, this is AMS. It gave me the courage. It helped me. It taught me how to lead and showed me the definition that leadership is more than a title. So that's my experience.
Wow. Wow, 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 Tatender. We are proud of you. Can you imagine that? She also went on to start a very powerful hub that empowers fellow researchers, social impact makers in sustainable energy. Wow, we are proud of you, Tatender. And she said it, AMS was my propeller. AMS was like, I would say that imposition of courage, where she received an imposition of courage, of boldness to do. And that's what she literally did. And look at, she kicked off our first cohort with participants from not just our own country, Zimbabwe, but from across Zambia and other parts of other countries. We're proud of you, Tatenda, and we say, well done. Well done, well done. All right, so let's move on to Gideon Yusuf. AMS empower you to continue necessarily leading an impact cohort. And what initiatives did you birth? Okay, you already have shared some of the initiatives already, but you can delve deeper into the initiatives you birthed as a result of AMS. But really sit into, how you were able to contribute meaningfully without wearing a leadership title within your impact cohort. And as a result of that, how do you move the needle forward to birth initiatives as a result of the program? So over to you.
Okay, thank you once again, Director. So AMS, everyone has said it, and I'll keep reiterating, has been a game changer. So when it was time, I've been passionate about education. I've been so passionate about education, and I remember, like I said, I just left school, and I had a leadership. I was having a leadership position while I was in school, but I had the understanding that just like all my fellow alumnus of AMS 4.0 have rightly stated, that leadership is not in the title, it's in the contribution. So I believed it was a place to serve. And coming from a place where everyone listens to you, and I have to listen to someone, I needed to learn that. I needed to learn how to submit as well. So when I got into the education, that's youth empowerment and education team, we gave it the name, I think, YEET. It was really amazing. Yeah, it was really amazing because I learned from diverse sets of people, people from different sectors, people from different ways of life, ideologies, and all. So leading without a title, just like John Maxwell says, calls it the 360-degree leader, was effortless for me because everyone was a leader. So just an opportunity for me to just showcase my own strength. And there was no wrong or right answer. Our cohort lead is here. Everyone's idea counted. Everyone's voice mattered. So when they bring up initiatives, everyone's suggestion, everyone's contribution is allowed. And it was a safe space. It was a safe, like I mentioned earlier, relationship transcended beyond just AMS interaction to other life interactions outside the event. And because of AMS 4.0 and the opportunity I had, I was very privileged to be part of the team for the curriculum development for the project we had to undergo. Because in AMS, for those of us planning on entry, it will stress you, it will stretch you, you will enjoy it, you will grow, paradigm shift, you will learn. So we had a pet project to work on, and I was part of people who would develop the curriculum for that. I never knew I was good at developing curriculums, but I just took up the initiative and it was amazing. It was really, really, really amazing. And after that, the ideas I had brooding in the coffers just came alive, and I said, okay, let's start up Luminary Global Leadership Institute. Let's rebrand this thing. Because I just wanted to know, what are we out for? The product market fit session, the customer research session, the telling your stories by Solomon Ayodele session, Martin Sudotai, great people just spur me to say, okay, let's start up something. And just because of that, we had a structure in place where we came from going around everywhere to having a structure, and we thrived. That's one. Secondly, I used to think that being a social entrepreneur, you have to have billions in your coffers before you venture out. But AMS changed my ideology on that line, that you can also be a social entrepreneur and still make impact. I felt NGOs were for the high and mighty. After you made money, you open an NGO. But you don't have to. From AMS, I thought of, okay, how can I give back to my society? So that's where Elevate Hub came from. Elevate Hub. So we're trying to see how we could elevate people in the educational system. And like I rightly shared, at the advent of AMS 4.0, I had only 5 friends in the pipeline that were part of this cohort. But as at today, when the advertisement of it came out, I have shared it to over 800 people in our pipeline. 800. And quite a number of them are still reaching out. How do we apply? How have I been selected? And everything has been thankful to the impact AMS had in my life. I'm very, very grateful. It has been a mind-changing experience. And I believe this is just the beginning for me, because I'll still pay it forward in diverse and greater measures. Thank you, AMS. Thank you, Ideation Hub.
Wow, 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 wow. You guys are blowing my mind. Wow. You heard him. He's joined AMS. Okay, that's fine. He joined AMS just with 5 friends. Today, he has been able to share about AMS to over 800 persons and counting. Did you hear that? That's the power of one. Influence towards just a person. And look at it. One person moving forward to then what? Influence 800 others. So just imagine, to those the amazing change makers tuned in, you're being a part of AMS. Someone's life and destiny is just aligned to it. So pay it forward, apply for it, right? And just like, everyone is anticipating and asking questions around, oh, have I been selected? No worries. We are in the selection phase. So be calm, right? No worries, right? The jury is reviewing applications, and no worries. The moment you ensure that you put in a solid application, you get on board. Because we have a target. And I've told our ambassadors, we have a target of amplifying and empowering 5,000 plus change makers. And that's why we need you ambassadors to help us spread the word. It's totally free. We're not asking you to, we just say come pay it forward with your time and commitment. So after today, share this link. I'm speaking to my guest panelists. Share today's link, this YouTube link, with your sphere of influence and say, go and listen, and then share the application link and have them sign up. Do we catch it? And thank God it's an online boot camp. It's a virtual boot camp foremost across the continent. Anyone can join from anywhere in the world. So we're proud of you, Gideon. Thank you. And you heard Gideon. He was an SUG. Do you know what it means? If you know what it means to lead an SUG body here in Nigeria, you will know it's not jokes. Then he came into AMS. I had to be humbled as a member and just submit to leadership. And we don't want, you heard Mike, we didn't select their leadership for them. They presented a manifesto. That is also, we're teaching them to be nation builders and reformers. They presented a manifesto to have their own team members vote for them. That's the way we run it. And we're proud of you. So well done to each of you once again. So we are tidying out gradually, but we're going to ask a few more questions just before we tidy out in a few minutes. So I want to then ask a general question that will cut across everyone. So in no particular order, Remileko will take on it, then we'll move to Tatender, and then we'll move to Mike, and then to Gideon. So share with us. Already you have shared how being part of AMS has influenced your career, your mindset, and opportunities after the program. Now I want you to share a specific story, right? Share with us a specific story of impact on yourself and your community, or your project that happened because of AMS, right? So I know already some of you have covered it, but let's delve deeper. Share just one story of impact about yourself, about your community, or a project that has happened because of AMS. And I know some of you have spoken to it, but I know there's still so much more to share. So let's listen. Let's have you share. So over to you, Remileko, then Mike, then Attender, and then Gideon.
Okay, thank you so much again. So the story I'll share would be creating governance structure around how to make impact in the communities that we're going to. So I serve on the board of Psalm 41 Foundation and Crystal Heart Foundation, actually. And we usually would go into less privileged communities, providing everything they would need, like intentionally finding out what is the major need and then funding it. So specifically for this one, we need to raise funds. We need people to, to donate and all of that. But there was no structure. We didn't know what to do and all of that. But from AMS, really, and like I explained earlier, I had invited most of the members of the board. We need to learn. So we understood that we needed to tell our story better. So we had to learn storytelling a lot better. Then also we learned also to drill down for that parts community. We can't have just one solution for all of the locations that we would go to. So we would have people on ground. So while we are here in Canada, I have some other members in US as well. Somebody will have to go on ground, investigate properly in that community. What is their specific need? And how can we keep it longer? It won't just give them, we want to teach them how to fish so that they can sustain it going forward. So that helped us to build a structure, actually. So we built structure in there. We didn't have all of those, we're not properly registered at first. And people won't give or donate to people who don't have, who are not properly registered. We didn't used to submit our financials. We didn't have any of those. So from here, we were able to put in those structure. We had the right people on ground. We were able to register with the right authorities. We started building our financial accounts for over the years, submitting application for grants, which wasn't there. We even learned we had to look at how to tell our story better, got more people with skills for videography. So it was a lot, it took a lot. So that structure now is well built. Before then, there was somebody that was there, but the person had all the knowledge and was, I don't know, lording it over us. Now you have the leader, like, I know it all, I'm just going to, and we found out that she didn't, but she had to leave. So we had to build that structure. So this help, that's a practical example, really. And that's one of many. I can actually say a lot. And in my direct financial, private life, it has helped a lot. It has impacted my leadership as well. I know I'll be dropping, so I'm just going to add this part. I know she had said it before. This is a world grade, do you understand, Harvard grade investment that you can have in yourself. So if you must come in, register, even if you don't know what it is that you are set to do. Everyone is created to make impact. There is a path for you. You might not be clear about it now, but register. Prepare your registry, your documents, the things. Go on the link and register very well. Step in. I'm sure you will gain clarity. You can hear from all of our panelists that spoke about how they gained clarity and they built something from it. So just come in first. This program will help you clarify your vision. It will help you to build what it is that you need. But so register, don't miss the opportunity. He said the Bible verse in Ecclesiastes says, a labor of fools wearies them because they do not know how to enter the city. This is wisdom. This will teach you how to enter the city. This will teach you how to make impact. So I'll close with that. Please join, and thank you, Director Tony. I will have to leave. It's early morning here and my work is just starting, really. So thank you for the opportunity, and thank you everyone, my panelists, for being young. Thank you. I'll just say that. Thank you so much, man. We can't hear you, Director.
Thank you so much, Remileko. Powerful insights from her. Just listening to her story, I'm in awe. I'm astonished. At the I would say a revolutionary transformation that has emerged from our institutions, right, where she serves as a board member. That is really applaudable. It's really applaudable. And she went on to say, even within her personal career, everything was just Harvard grade. She was able to take the insights and apply it. Powerful. And a source of further encouragement to everyone here is our amiable panelists seated here have also reapplied for 5.0. That is to tell you that they are not joking with knowledge. They didn't say we came in 4.0 and we have bettered the ventures, but they're not staying there. They still want more insight, right? And they came on board, right? They have applied for the 5.0 edition. So we're proud of you. And I can also just chip in to say the theme of this year's edition is from concept to creation, right? Concept to creation. So come as you are. Don't say, I don't have a vision yet. Don't say, I don't even know what to do. Just come, right? And let me tell you, we are going from I think today, we would start unveiling our guest mentors. If you see the faculty. And the good news also is that those who are coming on board 5.0 will have the opportunity to even interact with resources from 4.0, because we know the resources from 4.0 was so rich. So you will still interact with it as supporting resources. But the world-class faculty we have for 5.0 is mind-blowing. And someone was highlighting insights from Solomon, from Udo Tai, and yes, they are returning faculty on 5.0. So you can imagine that. They're returning faculty members. So you should know that we are ready for you. And I'm sure by the time I'm encouraging our ambassadors, everyone who's student, when you see us post about our guest mentors, please repost, take the posters, share across the spheres of influence. Let them know these are the caliber of mentors you are learning from. Like, see the array of world-class mentors. And as I said, courtesy of our partners, ACT Foundation and Access Bank. So thank you once again, Rebeleko. All right, moving on quickly. I'm moving on to Mike. So Mike, same question. Share one specific story of impact on yourself. It's been 1 year. That's the way I want to describe it. It's been the last 1 year. In the last 1 year, share that 1 year of impact. Share that 1 year impact story on yourself, your community, and your project. What has happened? Courtesy of AMS.
Okay, great. I would love to share that, but I don't know if Tatenda still has enough time to stay on the call. If she can go, and then I go after her.
Okay,
I don't know
excellent.
really.
Let
Yeah.
Tatenda. Yes, so I'll come back to you. Exactly. So Tatenda, you have the floor. Thank you.
Okay, so I hope I'm audible. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mike, for being thoughtful. My story goes like this. After AMS, I met a friend, I think 2 months later, who had clocked 7 years without a job. But he was an engineer, he had a career in engineering, but he had 7 years without a job. I was like, but I wish if he had the same knowledge that I got from AMS, it would push him. So from that, it pained my heart. And I said I should start empowering people because there are so many unemployed graduates. There are so many people, so many youth, which are who are sitting home, sitting behind, no confidence and everything just because they have no job. So my wish each and every day was, Lord, I wish they would meet AMS because it changed my mind. So I have learned peer-to-peer sharing, peer-to-peer support. If you learn something, you have to share. So I started by creating a group, started sharing with them to say, yes, you have 7 years without a job, but I'm sure you have a passion. I'm sure I have an idea, and that your idea, you're just waiting to say, when I get a job and every month, every salary, I will be able to do this and this and this. But you don't need all that. You just need to know how to nurture your business. So, as I have mentioned, I took note of everything I learned from AMS. I applied it. Um, from my journey, I applied it on myself and started applying for that for them too. And excitingly, this friend of mine started his own venture for graphic designing, and now he's doing graphic designing for small businesses and everything. I was like, no, I have to start impacting more than one person. That was the birth of Arise Q Hub in March. Arise Q Hub was sort of a revival to each and every youth to say you have a skill, you have a passion. You just have to know how to nurture your idea so that it will grow. You just have to know how to go about it. You don't need money. So recently I empowered 20 ladies, home mothers, housewives, who have their businesses, small business and everything, telling them how they go about it, how they do it. And these ladies, some of the ladies are now navigating through LinkedIn, through everything. And I'm sure I will share this AMS link for 5.0. And I'm actually happy and excited that AMS 5.0 is back. And I'm seeing that it's not just back, but it's back with a bang. I will share the link and I will share to each and everyone. I wish they could have the opportunity because AMS for me was a journey. It was a defining moment. It told me something that was beyond my imagination. It taught me something that I couldn't even learn. As you have mentioned, special thanks to our sponsors, special thanks to those who are giving us this information for free, to your dedication, to everyone, and also my fellow panelists. I'm going to connect on LinkedIn one by one because I have learned a lot from you. Thank you so much.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you, Tatenda. Wow, 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 wow. I'm just again, as I said, and I'm not trying to flatter any one of you. I'm in awe, right? I love something that Tatenda shared, right? She identified a pressing problem around her, right? She looked around her and she could see unemployed youth. And she didn't just say, at least since I have gone into AMS, I'm better off than them. But she decided to say, no, if I have garnered the knowledge, I must seek pathways to bring others along on the journey, leaving no one behind. That's what she did. That is what Hatenda did. And we're proud of you. And with that, she kickstarted the Arise Skills Up. And I'm sure she's making that shout out to them to say, sign up for AMS. And again, I'm just encouraging our AMS ambassadors. Please, I want to see the tags on LinkedIn from today into tomorrow. Like, let your people know that you were on board AMS 5.0 information webinar. Embed the links, embed the application link, tell your story on LinkedIn and tag us. We will repost. Do you promise to do that? Do you guys commit to do that? Please do that. Excellent. I love it, love it, love it. So thank you for sharing to attender. So I move back to Mike Lani. Thank you for being very deliberate. I know Tandeda has to go. Thank you, Tandeda. We appreciate you and we look forward to, yes, having you aboard at another time. So God bless you. All right. So let's have Mike Lani.
Okay. So thank you once again. So I'm going to share my story, and I think one thing that stood out to me really from AMS 4.0 is that I realized more vividly that there's so much untapped potential in Africa. That's what became very evident. Of course, for one who has been privileged to travel out and currently out of Nigeria, out of Africa, it's easy to just feel that because things are not where they ought to be yet in Africa, you just need to just forget home and just focus on where you are. But I think AMS opened my eyes really to the potential of Africa. Even when we're doing that impact cohort, I could see that. I think it was a continuously repeated statement by all our facilitators during the sessions that Africa is the future of the world. Of course, talking about the future demography of young people doing great things across the world. So what this did to me really was it made me just take a step back and then began to just rethink my approach to the work I've been doing. And in recent times, most of my projects that I mentioned that I've done recently, they're geared towards the African community. So I think for me, it actually just reignited the mindset to appreciate that I am African, and then there are many Africans there who have so much to give to the world. And it has just spurred me into being one of those persons that want to contribute heavily to the African community and the future that African is going to create for the world. And like I said, that's influenced my business models. My target audience are mostly Africans in diaspora. So it just made me appreciate that cultural heritage and the ability to just share how powerful we are as Africans and how much we can contribute to the future of the world. And that for me has been a very, very pivotal moment, really. And yeah, so I take that actually that because of AMS, I am more inclined to building backwards home and showing it to the world. Yeah.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yes, we are Pan-Africanists. And that's why at the heart of our vision at AMS, you can see that it's targeted at Africans, it's built by Africans, and is what? Is designed by Africans and for Africa. Do you understand it? So that's why I said, please be ambassadors. We also have media partners, and we want to empower this year 5,000 plus change makers. So loud it across the spheres. Let everyone apply and come on board the program. So over to you, Gideon. Thank you for sharing, Mike Lani. Very powerful insights from your story. And really, we can go on and on and on. So over to you, Gideon. We're going to tidy out in a few minutes, but let's have Gideon share as well.
Okay. Thank you so much, Director Tony, once again. So just if I get the question very well again, the impact AMS have had on me, as well as a few final words, if I'm right.
No. You're
Yes.
just sharing
So
a story around your 1 year of impact, the 1 year of impact, like post AMS 1 year of impact on yourself, your community, and your project, courtesy of AMS.
okay.
We're not yet rounding off. I still have about 2 questions to go before the final
Okay.
charge. Yes. So
Oh,
yes.
okay. So my 1 year of impact here, AMS was one of the first platform for growth for me. I've taken a few, but AMS, like I said, platforms like that, you see many aspire to participate, just motivational speaking, but it was more commitment oriented. It was the values released were Harvard based. It was the rating. I'm not minding what when I said the rating were Harvard standard, and it was amazing. I learned a lot. And after that, like I said earlier, I ventured into starting up a few innovative ideas myself. And after that, after AMS, I've been committed to building a lot of capacity in my own field. Currently, I, like I mentioned earlier, I currently work at the Lagos Business School, and I've been doing amazing things for myself, even in my own personal space. I've grown, even for the Elevate Hub, which started. We started with the mindset of how we could give back to Nigeria, not just Nigeria. We'll try and grow into African context, and just like Mike mentioned, I've been interested in building Africa for Africans by Africans. So the African Masterclass itself was a platform that birthed that initiative. So my 1 year experience after AMS has been an experience of continuous growth. I don't know if Director T is still here, of continuous growth. I've continuously learned. I've had, I think we dropped the Director T off, but for I can continue for our audience online. Continuous growth. It has been an experience for me. I have taken few initiatives to grow. I've taken few courses to build on myself, getting more understanding on the product market fit, on the market research areas, some key things that were taught during the masterclass session. And just to round off my statements, in my community, I have contributed better. I've been a better person. I've been able to, because from what I've received, I've been able to give. I've been able to tell a few people, okay, this is how you can do things better because of the knowledge and experience I gathered from AMS. So my community is the best for it. They are the better for it. Myself, I'm the better for it. And like I mentioned again, I'm still looking forward to going if my application is accepted for 5.0 so that I could gain more clarity. We learn day by day, and AMS has been a great platform for me. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing, Gideon. Thank you so, so much. Powerful insights. And again, just sharing your experience with
I think we lost her. We'll just wait for her
Mr.
to
Mike.
rejoin.
Okay, okay, okay.
okay. Hello, Mike.
Okay,
Okay, I'm
good to have you
back.
back. Yeah, yeah, good to have you back.
So sorry. Did you get the question? No, it's fine.
Um,
We are in Nigeria. We understand and we know that someone is going to bet that innovation
Definitely, we will. I'll work with Gideon. We'll make it possible.
Intervention that will relieve us of
Yeah.
all these interruptions and disruptions. Please confirm that you can hear me just before we proceed.
We can hear you, even though your video is
Please
still
confirm
at the
that you can hear
moment.
me.
But yeah,
Can
we
you
can
hear
hear
me
you.
so I can proceed?
Yes, we can hear you now.
We can hear you.
Can you hear me? Am I back? Excellent. I think I'm back.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm back. Can you hear me? Please confirm that you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you now.
Great. All right. So I was saying that, okay, excellent. So I was saying that definitely courtesy of AMS, we're going to have some group of collectives, birth technology innovations that will resolve these, constant interruptions within I'll say the use of network connections and the likes. But we believe in that happening very soon. But thank you once again. So I was asking a question around an advice, or not a question rather. I was saying give an advice, provide an advice to prospective applicants. And it goes to us, what would you say to someone who's considering applying for AMS 5.0 but isn't sure they are ready yet, right? And what's that one thing that every applicant who will be successful should prepare for to get the most out of AMS?
Okay. So for me, like I said, somebody just shared a link to me, and I was willing to apply. So I think the first thing to do is actually just apply, really, just apply. And Of course, don't just apply anyhow, because of course it's going to be very competitive this year. So you need to make a case for yourself, right, to be among the individuals who will be selected. So you need to make a case. So, but yeah, I think it's just the willingness to grow. That's really what you need, the willingness to grow. And once that is in place, as you've heard other panelists share, just that willingness to learn, to become better. I think that's really, really what you need to have, the willingness to become a better person. And AMS is going to provide that platform. But then the willingness to grow is not enough. The commitment to grow is also very important. And the truth is, like Gideon highlighted briefly initially, AMS will take a lot from you. It will demand so much from you. Not that so I love the way the program is it's a self-paced program, right? You would, of course, but it's timed. That's where it becomes tricky, right? So you have a timeline to finish a module and complete it. So you must be willing to burn the extra candle night, just to go an extra mile to get the nutrients that AMS is giving you. Trust me, I have a lot of notes from AMS that I even referred back to recently, just to get some ideas around something I was trying to execute. So it's one thing to register for AMS. It's one thing to allow AMS change who you are. And for that to happen, you must be willing to commit time to it, sit down, take notes. And of course, you meet amazing people. So you need time to connect as well. So I think if it comes down to it, I would say the first thing is you must be willing to grow. And then the second thing is you must be willing to pay the price for growth. And then who knows, next year you'll be the one sitting here sharing your own testimonials of how AMS has changed your life.
Thank you. I love it so much. Powerful. You heard that. You heard those final lines from Mike. And maybe, who knows, you may just be the one seated in here sharing your own AMS impact story. Thank you, Mike, for that. Thank you. So I love it. The willingness and the commitment to grow. It's all in your hands. So over to you, Gideon.
Okay, thank you, Director. So just to answer the two questions. For those who feel they are not yet ready, do I belong to the AMS community? I don't have the best. You see, we don't really have everything figured out. Like I mentioned in my own story, I just left university, still in between the life decisions. But one thing AMS, it gives you the opportunity to discover yourself. Like I mentioned, and Mike also mentioned, the first topic that was discussed in the last cohort was vision, which is very important for motion. So it helps you, gives you the platform for you to retrospect and see, okay, or introspect rather, and see, what am I even here for? What can I give back? What can I do for my community? So if you feel you're not ready, the question I'll ask, just like Mike asked, is, are you committed to the task? Do you want to grow? If you really want to grow and you are really committed, whether you feel you are not ready or not, just give it your best shot. I'm telling you, you'll be glad you did. And for those who want to make the most of AMS 5.0, one of the things that helped me is have accountability partners. Like I mentioned, I started with 5 colleagues, 5 friends, and I remember there were times where it was as if AMS was after our souls. Man, it was amazing, but it was demanding. Self-paced, but very demanding. So my friends will always reach out. We can't give up now. We don't do that here. We can't give up. We don't do that because you're always looking forward to the next class, to the next lesson. So have people in your community that will hold your hand even when you're going down. So as soon as you join into that cohort, get a friend, get connected, meet people. There was a time I'll just share a few experiences. There was a time I was somewhere in between transits in Nigeria. The network was bad. I remember Mike will call me. I'm like, I'm in Ogun State, so I came for a function. You remember? Came for a function. I said, Gideon, don't give up now. Don't give up. So have great communities, great accountability partners that will hold your hands, that will help you go through. And just like my leader said, next year we'll be rooting for you, listening to you, share amazing ideas that have been birthed by you being part of AMS 5.0. I know for sure that it will be you. So give it all you have and you won't regret it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mike and Gideon. Thank you. Just before we go, I want to see if the audience has any questions for us. So we can take a few questions and then we would wrap up with, would round off this session with a one-liner. So start thinking about your one-liner, which is AMS is this. Give me a one-liner. You know, like you're giving a one-liner to a prospective AMS. How do we even call them? Is it AMS fellow? Yes, AMS fellow. Just that one-liner. So start thinking about it. But I want to see if there are questions from our audience that you want us to address, or you want any of our guest panelists to address. Please type in the chat box. I can see that a question came from Felicity Godfrey around whether one could reapply multiple times, and the answer is yes. You can reapply to be a part of AMS as many times as you want, right? We are not biased, right? We ensure that you can come back because knowledge is not static. Knowledge is a lifelong process. So you must keep evolving by being very open to learning every day. So yes, you can reapply. So let me know, let us know in the chat box if there are questions for us as the team or for guest panelists, and in the absence of any questions, okay, we will proceed. Aha, Oluwafumulayo has shared a critical question. It says, when should we expect the application's results? Excellent. So application results will come through in 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now, you should begin to receive your success application emails. So successful application emails. Do you catch that, Olufumulayo? So my response, Olufumulayo, did you hear my response? I said 2 weeks from now, you should begin to receive, successful applicants should begin to receive their success, I would say, successful application emails in that sense. So Olufumulayo confirm that you understand what I have shared. Thank you. Okay, so let's move on quickly. I think Olufumulayo is the only one asking a question. In the absence of further questions, Now let me come to Mike. Mike, you have the floor. Share your one-liner with us. AMS is what?
AMS is a must do in your lifetime. So go ahead and apply right now.
I love it. AMS is a must do in your lifetime. Go ahead and do what? Apply for it now. Team, please post the application link. I know it's scrolling on the screen, but also post the application link in the chat box so that everyone can apply if they have not. And those who would love to share about it can just copy the link and share. That's a powerful one, Mike. AMS is a what? Is a must do. That's a tweetable, quotable quote there in your lifetime. Over to you, Gideon. Shoot.
Okay. AMS turns vision to strategic blueprint. Apply
I love
today.
apply today. AMS turns vision into strategic blueprints. Apply today. You have heard it, not just from any random person, but these are members of our ecosystem in Ideation Hub Africa. And paying it forward, they are what? Fellows of AMS 4.0. And let me top it up. The icing on the cake, they have reapplied to come on board 5.0. That is to let you know that they are not playing. They know the weight, they know the worth of the program. Do you understand that? So they have said it all. I am not going to say too much. Please do the needful. Take action. You can see the link, the application link scrolling on the screen. You can see the application link in the chat box. Click on it and apply today. And I can assure you, the moment you pay it forward by applying, you will be successful because we know that you will put in the work during the application process that makes it easy for the jury to select you and have you come on board. Again, I say courtesy of our partners, our funders and sponsors, ACT Foundation and Access Bank. We're bringing to you AMS 5.0 again, and courtesy of our media partners, Opportunity Desk, MSMA Africa, Women 91.7 FM radio, we are bringing AMS 5.0. Please tune in tomorrow. We have a radio interview with Women 91.7 FM, yes, at 11:05. So tune in, ask your female friends, female chain makers, female social innovators, even male colleagues to join in. We will be sharing about the African Masterclass series at that radio interview. So we look forward to having you join us, and we want to see you. I look forward to on the other side when we have the onboarding live webinar. I want to see you in the room. So congratulations in advance, and we look forward to welcoming you on board the program. And we say bye for now. Thank you and thank you. Bye for now. Thank you. So take action and use the link in the chat box. Thank you.